Do, 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 do. Okay, I'm live. We good. The title of this video, Fractal Exploitation. You should Google what is a fractal for the mathematic and visualization definition. Essentially, it is a mathematical formula that, when graphed out, creates self-similar but different patterns. So it has created a whole new form of geometry, and it's just really cool. The psychedelic sort of vibe is fractal imagery, etc. But the idea of something being self-similar but different is something that I have extrapolated to how I view the world, in that there are a lot of systems, there are a lot of patterns that qualify as, oh, that's similar to that, but it's a little different. And so fractal exploitation, the idea that similar forms of exploitation can exist, and they're similar but different. When trying to compare apples and oranges, or this job to that job, that is where this idea comes into play. And I need to give a shout out to a good friend of mine, Paulette. She actually sent me a donation and was really encouraged by me trying to raise awareness to some issues. Specifically, Paulette, I met years ago while she was working, and I do believe she still does. Well, none of us are working as massage therapists right now because of the virus, but she was a massage therapist that I sought out years ago when I was still working in the corporate life and doing that. And her work was so transformative. It taught me the value of taking care of your body. One solid massage from her showed me how much, and it kind of helped set me down this road of healing and health and wellness and taking massage seriously. I have since, in the years, become a massage therapist myself. I'm a licensed massage therapist, and that is the experience I want to talk about today, because what her and I talked about a little bit as we reconnected and chatted was the disparity in compensation within the field of massage. And in speaking truth to power, the things I'm about to talk about here are, I do believe, contributing factors to the reason I was let go from my job. So I was actually not let go because of the virus situation, as most massage therapists were. I was let go a few months ago for having a dynamic personality that no longer fit my place of establishment, my employment, my job. I don't want to call them out or anything like that. I want to speak pretty broadly because this is something the industry faces. Henry Ford has a quote, he has many quotes, but one that strikes me. I would rather earn 1% of 100 people's efforts than 100% of my own efforts. And this is sort of the underlying foundational concept of capitalism. That if you work your way up to become the boss or the owner, you can take your share of somebody else's work. You provide the opportunity, you provide the infrastructure, the overhead, as it should be. I'm pretty close to an anarcho-capitalist, but I do believe in some rule of law and some form of community. That's off the topic. In Washington State, where I practice massage, if you work for healthcare providers, that provide massage therapy services for L&I, labor and industry, so on-the-job injuries, or motor vehicle accident. So if you have insurance that covers personal injury protection, you can get massage. It's covered, it's part of your plan, and it's considered healthcare treatment. These reimbursements, the clinic that you work at, the umbrella clinic, they get reimbursed between $120 and $160 per massage hour. It is very rare that a massage therapist will make more than $40 to $50 of that. So it's a little bit more than 1%. And I'm not trying to sound pretentious, but I did have a corporate life before this. I do have a master's degree in business administration. So I'm trying to come from as objective and informed a position as I can. If a massage therapist is getting paid 25 to 30% of what the clinic or spa is bringing in, that seems a little off. I do understand the business has overhead, the business has expenses, the business needs to make a profit. But add in to the fact this situation, many massage therapists are healthcare workers that are not supplied health insurance through their places of employment. They're still expected to go to the exchange, which is not super affordable. So not only are we not getting healthcare, we're not getting 401ks. Some places are beginning to bring in some forms of health insurance, but not adequate ones, and some forms of 401k. But another variable to this is that massage is very hard on your body and on your soul. So you're not getting healthcare, you're not getting assistance saving for your future like other companies do. You're not even getting 50% of what you bring in. That is, to me, exploitation. Another interesting thought that I don't want to go too far into, but I would like to unpack with a female practitioner live and in a dialogue fashion. The field is heavily populated by female practitioners. I think it's 6-to-1 was the last ratio I had heard, female to male massage therapists. And when people talk about the patriarchy and how women are underpaid, they also talk about, or the other side of that conversation, people mention women don't bargain as tough as men do. Well, I tried to bargain, and that's what happens when you speak up. So we have a field of women who are maybe not bargaining as hard as they should, but then again, when people get fired for bringing these things up, don't bite the hand that feeds. That is everywhere in our society. This is not an Andrew Yang channel, but I fucking love him and I love his ideas. If you can't tell, Make America Think Harder. He has really diagnosed economically what is going wrong and how we can begin to right this ship. There are a lot of things broken. I want to talk about my time in retail just for a brief moment to provide more anecdote, I guess. It feels like over the last 20 years, various retail companies have been changing job titles. So, for example, there used to be department leads, and then they started shrinking the number of department leads they had into key carriers or openers or closers. So people who had some responsibility, but not as much. However, most of the time, these roles were almost identical. They just made it sound less responsible so they could get paid less. There has been a shrinking of all these different roles and the job titles, but the responsibilities have stayed the same, if not increased. Profit at all costs, this corrupt corporate system we have, this is not how people collaborate, and this is not how people build communities together, strong, healthy communities. These are just two examples, but the fractal nature of how there are oppressive forces and systems holding us all back and holding us all down. People don't speak up because they're going to not get hired for jobs. They're going to lose their job. They're going to get outcasted. They're going to get cancel cultured. Censorship isn't just the government. Censorship is our peers. We police each other. Damn, I really thought this video would be longer, but I think that's all I got for now. Thank you for listening.